Well, friends, good evening. It's good to be with you tonight. It's good to know who has the snowmobiles and the sled dogs here at Middleburg Heights. You're the ones who showed up. Very courageous, very grateful that you're here tonight. So, friends, we're on the verge of a brand new secular calendar year, and I do love, every year I'm always struck by this, that the church in her beauty and wisdom invites us at the start of every new year to come home to Mom at the beginning of every year. We begin with the maternity of Our Lady. The most significant title she bore, Theotokos, God-bearer, Mother of God. You know, there's going to be no practical takeaways from what I want to preach tonight. I was moved deeply, again, by this little detail that Luke he just drops in his gospel. That Mary kept all these things, reflecting on them in her heart. You know, the word that gets translated as reflecting, a better translation would be rocking back and forth. Again, all of you moms, think of all those early sleepless nights rocking your babies back and forth. That's what she's doing with all of these wordless, unspeakable mysteries that she shared with Luke, the evangelist. How else would Luke have known any of this if it had not been Mary sharing from the treasury of her heart? I want to share from the treasury of my own heart just so much of what I've thought about with Our Lady over the past many years, and I just want to invite you to contemplate the mystery of her maternity with me. So as a new mom, Mary is 6 days into this motherhood thing. And just like every other brand new mom, she's tired and she's recovering, and she doesn't look like one of those Renaissance paintings. She doesn't look like a Fra Angelico or a Cimabue or a Giotto painting. She's human. She's human in every single way. She's stunningly beautiful, and I imagine that Joseph would have been reminding her that all the time, over and over. All humanity and all of her emotions and all of her needs. And just like every other new mom, she's feeling this strange combination of gut intuition, right? Like somehow I know how to do this, and at the same time this sense of I have no idea how to do any of this, all at once, all swirling together. And just like every other new mom, she is utterly engrossed in every detail of her little baby boy. I wonder how many times she counted his eyelashes, right? Studying the little curve of his nose and the little noises he's making when he's sleeping. She was the first to adore the Blessed Sacrament. That's what she's doing. And how she must have studied every inch of him, falling more and more in love with him with each passing moment. And I imagine she was amazed at how she was already figuring him out, right? Like this sound means this noise means that. And she was probably so proud of him when he began to nurse, when he latched for the first time, and I'm sure she was so proud of herself as a brand new mom. It was a moment that was so ordinary and so human, and it hardly seems worth noticing, except for the fact when she recalls that the one she's feeding is the same one of whom it was said by the angel, he will be great, will be called the Son of the Most High, and of his kingdom there will be no end. I will give him the throne of David his father. He will save his people from their sins. That's the one I'm nursing? St. Augustine would say, centuries later, he would say that she gave milk to our bread. I'm sure she wondered over and over again, how is it that he needs me? But that thought, I'm sure, passes, and she just adjusts his little body, and she hands him off to St. Joseph to try and burp the little baby God, who probably got gassy too. I'm convinced that there were scenes like this that just get left out of the Gospels because no words really could have done them justice. How do you put into words these moments? Like the reunion that must have happened between Jesus and his mother after the resurrection. Like no gospel writer describes that scene, but so many saints and mystics, they all attest to the fact that assuredly Jesus went to his mother first. Like, what was that like? What was she doing, standing at the window, looking out at the horizon? Did she just catch a whiff of spring rain or flowers or baked bread? Like, something overcame her, and she turned and he was there. How do you describe that? Right? Or imagine Mary trying to put into words for St. Luke what it was like when her baby boy first opened his divine eyes and their two gazes met each other. Like if ever the earth could have just been cracked open in two because of love, it would have been that moment. I think of these hidden moments of untold intimacy were the things, like every other mom, that she just pondered and rocked back and forth in her heart. Like I can hear Mary whispering as she was gazing upon her son. I can hear her whispering as she gazed upon God in the flesh, as he's looking back up at her, right? The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord let his face shine upon you. He has a face. And be gracious to you. The Lord look upon you kindly and give you peace. Joseph, did you ever think this is what Moses meant by those words? Or Joseph holding his boy who's simultaneously not his boy, but who he's supposed to protect and name. He's whispering the words of Psalm 34 that we just heard. The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous. What's the one adjective that Luke gives us to describe Joseph? Joseph, because he was a righteous man. I can hear Joseph saying to Mary and smiling, he looks just like you. All of his humanity came from her. He's got your nose, he's got your chin, he's got your lips, he's got your ears. I can hear Mary saying to him, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. And they're just wondering, what will he be? What will you be, little king? She's thinking, you're going to have to teach us. We have no idea what we're doing. How are you going to save us? She had no idea that the cross was coming. She had no idea that the wood of the manger was going to turn into the wood of the cross. Friends, today's solemnity that we begin the new year with, this solemnity is really about one thing. It's drawing our attention to the astounding humility of our God. That because our God wanted to take on our matter, he wanted and needed a mater, a mother. The humility of our God. He went so low, so unimaginably low, in order to raise up this fallen world. Like if he had never needed a mother, then he wouldn't truly be our brother in the flesh. He wouldn't be fully human. But he has a mother who he shared completely with us at the penultimate moment of his life. The one who's lying in her lap, nursing at her breast. He is the Redeemer of man. But today we contemplate that he's just asleep like a baby in her arms. Amen.